clock rule.
Oh, dude, the pitch clock is
That's
bad.
lame.
I,
It's
I
lame.
want I want the pitch clock because I like the idea of speeding up the game. I'm all about that. But what the issue has now come into play and is showing is every single game players are used to because they've been playing their entire lives a certain way without being timed, and they're missing the pitch clock by like 3, 4, 5 seconds. So it's like they're standing there and dudes are getting struck out 2 strikes in a
Because they're not
row
looking at the pitcher.
because they're not in the batter's box ready for the pitcher. And it's like, how many times is the umpire going to call what's supposed to be called now is a real rule? Okay, it's a real rule. All right, it's not like this isn't like some unwritten rule where it's like, the umpire is not going to call that. This is now a written rule as the pitch clock. It works in the minors. Okay, they respect it in the minors. But for some reason, these dudes in the big leagues do not respect the clock, and the clock is going. It's right there in front of it. It's not like they can't see it.
Because in the majors,
So
it's such
why
a
can't
stupid rule.
So why can't they? I don't know, man.
I don't think it's
the
stupid.
game has slowed down so much, David, and that's the biggest problem. Our generation of people who are watching TV a lot right now, who are mainstream streaming sports and watching it, want instant gratification, dude. Dopamine fix right now, right now, right now, right now. That's why basketball and football is so good because it's ba 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 ba. That's why soccer is growing because it's ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
It's lots of like fast. That's why hockey is even still like relevant because it's real fast. You know what I mean? It's fast. There's lots of hitting. There's lots of action. With baseball, it's like you're waiting 60 seconds sometimes to 95 seconds, even going on, 3 minutes for something interesting to happen. Somebody hits the ball in outfield and somebody dives and catches it. That's like happening once every 10 minutes or so, maybe once every 12 minutes. And it's like, what can we do to speed the game up so that people are more engaged and not just flipping the channel when stuff gets boring? And this is a way to speed the game up. The problem is you have like putting a new piece of technology into an old computer. I don't even know the reference that you'd use.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to establish a new system with old parts. The players are all used to the old ways. So you got these people, these journalists who are like, I don't understand why they won't get it. I don't understand why it's right there. It's like, dude, because they're structured and engineered to operate in a certain way.
Yep.
So you could say it over and over and over again, but they're not going to get it. It's just like my kids. You're trying to now manipulate a new behavior so that it trends in the direction that you want it to go, which manipulate, I think, is a strong word to use. But like, you got these umpires who are going, strike. And immediately the batter goes into, let me fix my gloves again. And let me get ready for the next, let me just do this a couple times, drop the bat below my belt and swing it up, put it up here, spit a little bit, look up, see if I can see anybody that I like or whatever in the stands. 20 seconds is up or whatever the time is. It's done. Strike 2. What? Bro, why are you even opening your mouth? Your next motion should just to be stand ready to go. But it's the entitlement, like what we talked about earlier. They have money, they have clout, they have all this stuff going in their favor and their direction. They think this umpire should be servicing me because I am the game.
And the superstition behind it as well.
Dude, how can you superstition?
Well, that's how it is. You got to do a certain routine or you're gonna miss. It's just a thing.
Like a free throw routine.
I get that.
Like routine, a free throw routine.
Sorry. I guess I could have picked a better word, but yeah.
It
takes them out of their element.
Derek Jeter used to do it with his gloves.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter used to do it with his gloves and stuff. It's like you waste 15 seconds fixing your gloves, and then you step up in the bat and you're ready to go then. And it's like now it's like, you need to stop that stuff because what that's doing is that's ruining the game. And they're like, no, that's a part of the game. And it is. It's a fabric of the game is having those few seconds in between each pitch. It's become ingrained in the game and the DNA of what it is. We do it in T-ball. There's so much like space in between the batters coming up. and
Mhm.
all they're trying to do is speed the game up. And I respect that, but it's not going to work.
It's
Not at that level. It's not. They've been doing it since the 1800s.
I think.
Yeah,
It's not
bro.
gonna
Like
work. It's been going on for forever.
forever.
They've been
Yeah,
doing the
I
same
think
thing over and over and over
if
and over
the
and over again. And you're
rule,
like, the roots are dug in, bro.
yeah, I think if
Mhm.
the rule is implemented at like high school, middle school levels, college levels, and then they literally grow up in that
That's
within
that's where
10,
we could
10
make a
years or
difference.
so, that would make the
Mm,
game,
Yes.
but it's
agreed.
not gonna
And that's what
happen
they're
anytime soon.
that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. That's what they're doing at the lower levels. They're doing it at the lower levels simply for that reason. And I agree with
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
But you have an influx of foreign players that come in from south of the border, that come in from overseas below us, America, and below the equator.
Mhm.
And they come up, they're not used to that kind of stuff. And these dudes stroke and play baseball better than anybody you've ever seen. Like these Dominican players and these Cuban players and these Puerto Rican players and these players from Venezuela, those dudes play ball and they play at like a different pace. And that pace is I'm going to play to the DNA of the game, which is I'm going to have those seconds in between and whatnot. And then when you throw the ball, I'm going to yoke it. And I'm going to yoke it probably 90% of the time. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do because I'm faster running the bases. I look flashy when I'm doing so. They look really good in the uniforms and whatnot. So they're bringing this new fashion to the game, this new like bravado. And it's hard to kind of overrule those players and be like, yo, we need you on a pitch clock. You imagine striking out somebody like Manny Machado, who's getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, or Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge. All these dudes, like I know those are American guys. Manny Machado's not, but you get these guys that are
Guerrero
making,
Jr.
yeah, yes, all these dudes that are making all this money who are not American players who are getting paid tons of
Crazy
money
money.
coming from overseas, whatever, the owners are going to start to get mad. You're not paying all this money. My views are going down because this dude's striking out because he's got a routine and you can't, dude, watch. And baseball umpires are like NBA referees, bro. They're entitled.
Exactly.
They're entitled, dude. It's like a
That's
whole
how it is nowadays,
organization of
bro.
referees, dude. Umpires are like, fine, if you don't like my rules and blah, 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 I'm going to Joe West or Angel Hernandez you, which is two notorious referees. But anyways,
Yeah.
I digress. We won't talk about baseball too much more. That was my soapbox about baseball. But
So
I
you see
do.
on the TV right now, the Packers president says that Aaron Rodgers' return not a top option.
Ooh, yeah, he leaving, bro. He might go
Yeah,
to New York.
he's gone, bro.
Yeah, he might go to
But
New
he's
York,
not
bro.
going back to
But
the Packers. That's for sure.
No, he's definitely not. When the president of the team says that, sorry, I know I cut you off, but I just
you're
saw it,
good.
so I had
You're
to.
good, dude.
Just know every time we're filming a sports podcast, I always have Sports Center up in case there's breaking news stuff because then we can be like on it. You know what I'm saying?